Hello, Burp Fam and Pokemon fans. Hello, welcome back to another Star Shadow live stream, Star Silver, which is what I'm calling myself now. Today we are discussing Bulbasaur, number 1 in the Pokedex. That's right, people. It's Bulbasaur today. Bulbasaur and his evolutions, Ivysaur and Venusaur, are all grass poison type, I believe. And they are from Generation 1. Now, while I have been saying that they are in every generation once I get into the videos, I have to clarify. They're not actually found natively in all generations, usually. Some of them might be. What I mean by they're in every generation is that you can transfer them from whatever generation they're in to the following generations. Now, Bulbasaur is an interesting Pokemon. It's got this seed on its back, or a bulb, as it were. But nobody can quite figure out what kind of animal this is supposed to be. Some people say it's a frog. Some people say it's some sort of dinosaur. I don't really know. It is cute, though. Bulbasaur is very, very iconic in that it is one of the first Pokemon you come across in the games. If you played Red and Blue, it was one of the starter choices. Now, a lot of people don't like to start with Bulbasaur, which to me seems kind of unfair because he is the best equipped starter for a playthrough team. Now, me personally, being a lover of all things fire, I chose Charmander when I had a choice. I mean, I started with Yellow, as I said in my Pikachu video. So when I had a choice, I chose Charmander. But interesting thing, in Yellow, it was actually possible to get all 3 of the other starters as, I believe, gift Pokemon. And you could use them on your team. Bulbasaur learns, I think, the most amount of HM moves, which is very important for the early game, or really the entire game for like every generation. I think up to Gen 5 or 6. They eventually did away with HMs. And instead of using HMs, or what we call an HM Mule on your team, which is a Pokemon that specifically you use for HMs only. And in Nuzlocke, a lot of people are like, well, you can use this as an HM Mule to complete your Nuzlocke, but you're not allowed to use it in battle. So, but I believe Bulbasaur can learn. Maybe Bulbasaur is not the most equipped in terms of HMs it can use, because I think it only learns Cut and maybe Flash. Whereas Squirtle, I think, can use Cut, Flash, Surf, and was Whirlpool in Gen 1? There were 5 HMs in Gen 1. Flash might not have been an HM. Well, I can't remember if Flash was an HM or a TM, but regardless, Bulbasaur is the best equipped for a Kanto playthrough specifically because it does learn a lot of grass-type moves such as like Sleep Powder or Poison Powder. And while Solar Beam is annoying in that it has to take 2 turns to fire, you charge on the first turn and then you fire the energy beam on the second turn. So it's kind of annoying in that aspect, but you know, he's also got Leaf Blade, Vine Whip, at least I think it's Leaf Blade. Leaf Storm, maybe. Razor Leaf, I think it was. But yeah, he's got a lot of very good moves, and then he evolves into Ivysaur, which kind of has the bulb open up and it like reveals the bud of the flower that eventually sprouts onto Venusaur's back. Venusaur does have a Mega form, and I think a Gigantamax form too from Gen 8. I don't really know what they look like because it's been a while. Speaking of it's been a while, I finally got a new copy of Pokemon White, so I'm going to be playing that tonight. But wow, once again another boring stream. You guys need to comment below and let me know if these streams are just something that I'm wasting my time with, because while I'm having fun with it, it doesn't seem like anybody really likes to watch them. So please leave a comment below and let me know if you want me to stop streaming until my background looks better, or until I'm able to do something more interesting. Because it seems like every time I get on my stream, then nobody shows up to it, which is kind of sad. And that's just me talking to a camera for like 15 or so minutes because I have nothing better to do with my life. Sad truth. But yes, Bulbasaur is one of my favorites. In the anime, Ash gets a Bulbasaur from the caretaker at the Pokemon daycare, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, ironically, her name is Melanie, and that's my name. So apparently, I gave Ash a Bulbasaur. Now, Melanie in the anime is actually a brunette, but he does get Bulbasaur from a girl named Melanie, which I thought was funny when I saw it the first time. I'm like, hey, that's my name. That's pretty funny, right? So yeah, Bulbasaur goes with Ash after Ash saves every Pokemon in the daycare from Team Rocket, who used this like giant vacuum machine thing to scoop up all the Pokemon and try and steal them away. Bulbasaur was like the protector, and he tried to keep, I think, Oddish from being sucked into their giant machine. But Ash and Pikachu eventually destroy the machine, like they usually do with Team Rocket's stuff, and they saved all the Pokemon in the machine, and then Bulbasaur decided he wanted to go with Ash. And I think Ash's Bulbasaur eventually evolved into Ivysaur and then went off on its own. I don't really remember what happened to his Bulbasaur, but I know he had one. He had all three of the Kanto starters at one point. Like Squirtle from the Squirtle Squad and Charmander. I will be going over those other two in a later video. Alright, since it's just me in here, I think I'm probably going to cut this one short again. It's a little longer than yesterday's video. Go check that out if you haven't already. Yesterday was Rockruff. Tomorrow is... Oh, God. Hang on a second. Let me consult my little pad here. Alright. What did I decide for tomorrow? Vulpix. Perfect. We're getting into some Pokemon that have regional variants, so I will have more information about that. So tomorrow's Vulpix. So we will catch you on tomorrow's video, and in the meantime, you'll have a lovely evening and shine bright.